My name is Benjamin Patrick Skoronski, and I am a first-year PhD student in musicology here at the University of Arizona. Winning the Distinguished Graduate Student Award meant a lot to me, not only professionally but personally as well, because actually it is my third time trying for it. So the way that this works is that there's initially a nomination process by faculty. Those nominations are vetted. The nominees are then contacted so that they can submit applications on their behalf. And I applied for this award both years of my master's, and both years I lost out to more qualified candidates. But I saw all of these setbacks as opportunities to continue my professionalization, to regroup and re-strategize and retry, and the third time I got it. So Arnold Schoenberg was a Viennese composer that essentially broke all of the musical rules that were in place before him. And he was centered in Vienna, of course, and there's a lot of interest in when his music was first heard here in the United States. And it just so happened that I stumbled upon what appears to have been the first performance of Arnold Schoenberg in the US, November 9, 1911, song recital by the soprano Alma Gluck. One of the largest conferences in the musicological circle is the quinquennial conference, that means once every 5 years, of the International Musicological Society. And it just so happened that I made this discovery of what appears to have been the first performance of Arnold Schoenberg in the US at the end of this 5-year span, when the call for papers for IMS 2022 came out. And it also just so happens that the theme of this conference is musical migration, or in other words, the way that music moves from culture to culture, from continent to continent. So I submitted this abstract to IMS, and I am thrilled to say that it was accepted, and I will be presenting my research in August of this year in Athens, Greece. At this point in my career, I'm primarily interested in studying how women musicians brought European modernism to the United States. And Alma Gluck is a figure that is not usually considered through this lens whatsoever. She's considered a superstar soprano who was the first classical artist to sell 1 million copies of a record. And this research reframes her a little bit in that it shows her as an instrument not only of musical migration, but also an instrument of reception, the reception of Arnold Schoenberg in the US. One of my most meaningful experiences, or should I say opportunities, at the Fred Fox School of Music was the ability to design and teach my own music appreciation curriculum, a class titled Understanding Music Through Listening. It's essentially a way to teach undergraduate students how to listen to music, a method of listening to music actively. And the university first asked me to teach this in summer of 2021, and then the following winter, and now spring. I'm teaching it in person, full semester long, spring 2022. And I almost feel that in teaching these students, I am learning as much as they. I was drawn to the Fred Fox School of Music primarily because of the faculty. My primary research interests being early 20th century modernism, especially in the US. Matthew Mugman was the ideal choice to guide me through this journey. My secondary research interest is in imitative polyphonic genres of the High Baroque, and John Brobeck, of course, would be an ideal guide in that field of study. Matthew Mugman especially has helped me professionalize myself and push myself to the limits of my endurance to achieve things that I did not think possible otherwise. I must have started my musical journey at age 6 when I started playing the piano. And as for many people, it was an outlet. It was a way of expressing myself. It was a way of expressing that which could not be expressed through words. And I feel that way still at the ripe old age of 24. Donors are often what make the arts possible, as well as what makes education, academia, and scholarship possible. From my own personal experience, I have been awarded, of course, the Distinguished Graduate Student Award, but also the Fred and Helen Wolf Music Scholarship, Perhaps most significantly, in summer of 2020, I was awarded the Medici Scholar Award, which I used for research into a forgotten figure in modernism and music appreciation named Marion Rouse. And that research that was funded by the Medici ended up transforming into my master's thesis, and then beyond that, into a peer-reviewed article. Having finally won this award after my third attempt at winning it, my primary reflection would be that the only thing that's standing between us and our goals is perseverance. Perseverance, persistence, re-strategizing and trying again.